Good evening, good night, all Tibetians all over the world. It's 9 o'clock Nigerian time, 9 p.m. Nigeria time. I welcome you all to another live broadcast today, Wednesday, 18th of July, 2018. I'm happy to be here today again, and I'm extending my greeting to all Tibetians all over the world. I say good morning to those who are in the morning, good afternoon to those who are in the afternoon, good evening to those who are in the evening, and good night to those who are in the night. Said it earlier, it's 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Nigerian time, and I'm happy to be here again on another live broadcast, the 29th edition of my broadcast. Thank God for a wonderful life. Thank God for being alive today. I appreciate God and I thank God for my life. I also want to appreciate all broadcasters, especially those who have stepped up their broadcast and are doing live chat show. People like Bitcoin Randy, Stephen Caulfield, and TBC Revolution Femi has joined the queue of those that have stepped up their game. I wish I could actually join in the same league with TBC Randy, Stephen Caulfield, and TBC Revolution Femi for a chat while during the live broadcast. I actually appreciate them for a wonderful job. I appreciate all the broadcasters for a wonderful job because they are doing a wonderful job in the community. They are the one that is making the community to be lively. They are the one that is making the community to be alive, will be much more interesting. But a lot of things, a lot of videos, a lot of broadcasts are actually interesting and knowledge enriching. We have to appreciate all broadcasters. So that we have to appreciate TBC admin for actually living, for giving us the platform to be able to showcase ourselves as an individual or as a member of the community. Yesterday, I was on a live broadcast and the video was all about the Ringo Cash back office, the importance and value of the Ringo Cash back office. I was in that video, I was able to analyze all the menus in the Ringo Cash back office, and I was able to establish the fact that as a physician or as a member of the community, if you are a member of the community and you are not with the Ringo Cash back office, you don't have access to the Ringo Cash back office, you are not a complete or a complete member of the TBC community because you are actually cheating yourself of that wonderful value and importance of the Ringo Cash back office. I actually watched a video by Femi today and I was actually talking about stepping up the game. I want to agree with Femi and other leaders in the TBC community for stepping up the game, that we need to step up the game. We need to leave the 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 era of just a monologue talk to a complete discussion with other members of the community. I'm actually looking forward to also do the same, which of course I want to agree with every other division who are already in that game, so that yes, it is the next step that we have to take. I'm looking forward to anyone that can join my broadcast or anyone that can send an invitation to me. If I am chance, then I will be on live with that individual. But be that as it may, we still have to keep on doing our live broadcast and bringing up discussions to actually living up, to actually live up, grow the community, to actually allow the community to be and to be alive, at least for people to actually know much about the community. Today, I'm going to continue in my last topic about success and failure. The last time I did anything on success and failure was the weekend. That was on Sunday, and I did success and failure part one. But today I want to continue with the part two of that broadcast. I called success and failure part two. So I hope by the end of the broadcast today, we'll have one reason or the other to be able to choose in success and what people stamp as failure. We have to decide which side we want to really fall into. I'm sure everybody will want to fall into the arm of success. Everybody will want to be successful in whatever they are doing. It is ideal for us to be positive minded. It is better for us to be a positive minded individual rather than the opposite. So I want to believe that every division, everybody that joins the community has the dream of becoming successful. They have the dream of being successful in the community, being successful as an individual, and being successful in the world. At least that is the individual dream, which of course can be a reality if all things, if all steps are taken to ensure that yes, we are able to reach our goal. The goal of TBC is to end poverty globally. That is the vision of TBC. Their mission is abundance to every individual, and anybody that has abundance is a successful person. So our target, our mission is success at the end of the day. So that is why I'm actually looking at the word success. And everybody want to believe that the opposite of success is failure. So if you are not successful, it is possible that you have failed. But is failure the opposite of success? Was there any difference between success and failure? That is what we are going to actually be looking at. Though this is an individual opinion and it is subject to agreement as far as individual is concerned. So that is why I am saying, is there any difference between success and failure? If there is any difference between success and failure, what is the difference between success and failure? How do we establish that yes, when somebody is a success or that person is a failure? Actually discussed of the art of the thing that actually differentiates a successful person from somebody who is not successful. I said it in my last video that some people they actually have a two different opinions about what defines success and what defines failure. To be sure, most people would characterize success by happiness, money, fame, wealth, recognition. On the other hand, people typically associate failure with loneliness, poverty, laziness, unhappiness, and shame. Does that differentiate success and failure? But are there difference between success and failure? Let me ask. But are the differences between success and failure really that pronounced? Is it so glaring? Is the difference between success and failure so glaring? Is it so pronounced? That is the big question. I want to absolutely agree that there are thin lines between success and failure, and you hardly know when you are falling into either of the two if care is not taken. There's a thin line between success and failure. The line between success and failure is actually much thinner than most people think. In fact, between the two, the difference between the two may only be that I said it in my last video that we have two major differences between success and failure. Though there are five differences between success and failure, but the other three are subsets of the two major differences. The two major differences that I mentioned in my last video between success and failure is perception and patience and persistence. Patience and persistence. Those are the two major differences between success and failure. Success will be patient and will still be persistent for it to be to actually bear that name success, to actually come out with that name success. There is in it there is what we call patience and persistence. But there are other differences that we have between success and failure is perception. The first one is perception. That is why we are saying that yes, do we really have a difference between success and failure? How do you see, how do people see success? How do people see failure? It is just it is just a thing of mindset. If you believe that yes, if I'm actually embarking on a journey and I want to end it, I have a destination in mind, and I was not able to reach that destination, then if you now believe that that is failure, it's going to be failure on your side. But if you believe that yes, it is not failure, that it is just another another way of giving you another direction, then you are going to end up being successful on that journey. That is the perceptive aspect. It depends on your perception. How do you see it? Do you see anything that is not the way you want it as failure, or anything that is the way you want it as success? Another thing that another one that is the difference between success and failure is our attitude. It depends on whether you something will be a success or a failure. It depends on attitude. It is your attitude that will make you decide that you in this mission, or no, I have not failed, but I am being strengthened to move ahead. Okay, that means I am still yet to get to get it right, and that is why you have to look out for another way to get to your destination. It is your attitude that will determine whether you're going to be successful or you're going to fail in every mission. Then the next one that is actually close to it is effort. Effort, effort, yes, is part of those. That's what actually brings out the difference between success and failure. Actually you embark on a journey and you have a destination in mind. If you actually get tired along the line and you decide to back up without really putting in much effort, or maybe you are facing a challenge along the line and you want to back up. If you decide to back up there without putting in much effort, that's going to bring out the difference between success and failure. So what we are saying here is just five differences. The next one is patience and persistence, which I've discussed in my last video. So what you may think of as a failure may really not be failure at all. What you may think of as failure may really not be failure at all, but an opportunity for growth and a renewed chance for success. That's why we are saying perception, attitude, and effort is that what makes the difference between success and failure. If you see it as a failure, then so be it. If your attitude is tending towards that particular thing being a failure, then so be it. That means you won't be able to put in more effort to be able to achieve success. So that's what you are saying there. So what you may think of as a failure might not be failure at all, but an opportunity for growth and a renewed chance for success. Each setback should be reviewed as a challenge and that requires patience and effort, strategy and persistence, and not as failure. Hmm. That's a very good word there. Each setback, we are not calling it a failure. Each challenge, each setback should be viewed as a challenge that requires patience and effort, strategy and persistence, and not as failure. What you term as a failure, if from your attitude or perception it is seen as a setback, as just a setback, then you will be able to now renew your energy and you'll be patient and put in more effort to be able to move forward and reach your destination. That is the real truth. Another thing that we need to look at is you need changing your attitude and achieving success. Changing your attitude and achieving success. We need if you the difference between your success and failure is still has to do with changing your attitude and achieving success. Look at your life right now and your goals. Are you where you want to be? If you resign yourself to a position that is less than what you want, you have failed. If you consider your current place in life and your objective, and then you seek those objectives and work hard, you are successful, even when you are far from your destination. Success is about the journey and your mindset. Success is about the journey and your mindset. If you resign yourself to a position that is less than what you want, you have failed. But if you consider your current place in life and you consider your objectives as well, and then you seek those objectives and work hard, that is where effort comes in, you are successful. Even when you are far from your destination, at least you are sure you are actually seeing the light in the tunnel, and with your effort, patience and persistence, you will be you will get to your destination and you will be successful. That's why we are saying success is about the journey and your mindset. The next thing we're going to look at is the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people. What differentiates successful people from an unsuccessful people? Number one, successful people embrace change, while unsuccessful people fear it. Successful people will embrace change, while unsuccessful people fear change because of what? The fear of unknown. Because of the fear of unknown. So unsuccessful people will fear change, but successful people embrace change because they know and believe, they are aware and believe that change is the only constant thing in life. So immediately the changes come and it was noticed, successful people will embrace it, go with it, and they change their life along the line. They actually go with the changes. But unsuccessful people fear changes. That is the same thing that is happening in the TBC community now. Yes, the TBC community is a cryptocurrency world. It's an abundance-based cryptocurrency. TBC is an abundance-based cryptocurrency. And people are still looking at it as a scam. They are actually fearing, they are actually running away from the change that is necessary, from the change that is imminent, from the change that we all know is the next revolution. So why are people still running away? So successful people will definitely embrace this change, but unsuccessful people are fearing and they are still looking at it as a scam. The number two difference between successful and unsuccessful people is the fact that successful people talk about ideas and unsuccessful people talk about people. Successful people talked about idea, but unsuccessful people talked about what? People. It is the idea that the TBC admin has put in place. It is that idea that he has actually put together, with a lot of people brainstorming to actually bring about the TBC community. So successful people will talk about ideas, but unsuccessful people talked about people. Yeah, that is the difference. Another difference that between successful and unsuccessful people is successful people accept responsibility for their failures, while unsuccessful people blame others. Successful people accept responsibility for their failure, while unsuccessful people blame their failure on others. Yes, as somebody that wants to be successful, you have to accept responsibility for your failure. If not, you won't be able to think of a way to work around your failure, a way to capitalize on that your failure and to take the best advantage for you to move forward. But if you keep blaming people like unsuccessful people, you will still not, you will remain at that point and will not be able to move forward. So number four is successful people give others all the credit for their victory, while unsuccessful people take all credit from others. Successful people give others all the credit for their victory. They will say, if not for so and so. Yes, if for us, for those that have actually made money in the TBC community, they're actually thanking the TBC admin or the top 10 leaders of the community. That is the characteristic of a successful person. They actually give others all the credit for their victory, while unsuccessful person talks about take all the credit from others. Yes, if not for me, I want him to thank me because if not for me, he wouldn't have been where he is. That's the unsuccessful person. Another one is successful people want others to succeed, while unsuccessful people secretly hope others fail. Successful people want others to succeed, while unsuccessful people secretly hope others fail. Number six, successful people continuously learn. Unsuccessful people ask how they can help themselves. No, unsuccessful people fly by the seat of their pants. Successful people want others to succeed, while unsuccessful people fly by the seat of their pants. Successful people continuously learn. They continuously what? Learn because they know learning does not have an end. You need to know more on daily basis to be able to explore new grants, new avenue opportunities. So successful people continuously learn, while unsuccessful people fly by the seat of their pants. They're just moving around within themselves. That's it. Successful people ask, another one is successful people ask how they can help others. They ask, how can I help you? How can I be of assistance? That is for successful people because they want other people to succeed. That's as far as number five is concerned. They want other people to succeed. So they will be asking you, how can I help you? How can I be of assistance to you? That's successful people. While unsuccessful people ask how they can help themselves. They have said unsuccessful people are self-centered. What they are interested in is how they can help themselves, not how they can help others. And if you help others, at the time of your own need, other people that you have helped will definitely come to your aid. That is the truth. Number eight, successful people take a chance and ask for what they want. Successful people take a chance and ask for what they want. Unsuccessful people are afraid of failure. Let me say it again. Successful people take a chance and ask for what they want. Unsuccessful people are afraid of failure. Successful people will always make use of an opportunity and ask or demand for what they want. While unsuccessful people, they are always afraid of failure. Taking chances is the characteristic of successful people, while running away from failure is the characteristic of what unsuccessful people. Number nine, successful people are always looking to better understanding themselves, to better understand themselves. Successful people are always looking to better understand themselves. Unsuccessful people don't care about understanding themselves or introspection. No, they are not. Number 10, successful people listen first and never stop listening. Successful people listen first and never stop listening, while unsuccessful people talk too much. Successful people listening first and never stop listening, while unsuccessful people talk too much. I don't want to talk too much. So, number 11, successful people are vulnerable and transparent. They are vulnerable and transparent. Yes, they are open-minded. They are open-minded. They can be twisted. They can, so they are open-minded. And while unsuccessful people are protected and secretive. Yes, they won't let people know whatever they are doing. That is unsuccessful people. But successful people will want every other people to be successful. They want to bring them to their side and teach them how what they have done. While unsuccessful people get protected and secretive. That's to self a key attitude. While unsuccessful people get negative too often, successful people keep a positive attitude. They are always positive. Yes, everything they are always positive. But unsuccessful people get too negative too often. They're always thinking, am I going to this thing come out well? That is an unsuccessful people mindset. The last but not the least, last but not the least, they are committed to gratitude and acts of kindness. Successful people are committed to gratitude and acts of kindness, while unsuccessful people put themselves first. Successful people are committed to gratitude and acts of kindness, while unsuccessful people put themselves first. Because successful people will want to actually see people succeeding, at least people succeeding every and they want to give out what they actually know or what they are doing that is actually giving them the success. But unsuccessful people will think of themselves first. That is what we are saying. Admin has actually created the TVC community and is giving out free gifts to everybody that comes into the community, irrespective of whether race, tribe, or any everybody that comes into the community is given what a free gift. That is to show gratitude for being a member of the community. That is an act of kindness. That is an act of kindness that the TBC admin has done. So anybody that is still in the TBC community too has to emulate the admin by spreading the gospel, by to continue to give the gift to others who are yet to know the existence of the TBC community. That is when you can also be successful because as much as you are giving out the gift, you are having more people into your team, and from there also your team will not be loyal to any other person except you. So and you are creating more and more people to actually join your team, you are actually doing yourself a much that you are actually doing yourself a much advantage. You are doing yourself a very better advantage, and you are placing yourself in a better position to actually enjoy the leverages from the team that you are building. So TBC community is still in the distribution stage. Let's be committed to gratitude. Let's extend our hand of gratitude to others by sharing the gifts, by giving them the gift of 25,000 ringgos. Now it's 125 within now and Saturday. It's 125,000 for anybody that joins from today till Saturday. After Saturday, it goes back to 25,000 ringgit. Let me call it cookies this time around, because all gifts are going to be given in cookies until the redemption period in November. So successful people keep a positive attitude. Part of the positive attitude that you have to keep is the fact that yes, CBC community is going to places. CBC community will definitely achieve the vision and mission. We are here to stay, and we are committed to our vision and mission. We are committed to our responsibility as a division, and that is what we have to do. The admin has been vulnerable and transparent enough. Let us actually emulate these and not don't behave like the unsuccessful people that actually think of themselves first. So let's continue to distribute the free gifts to other members. Have you given it to all your household? Have you given it to your friends? Have you introduced the TBC community to your relatives? Have you introduced the TBC community to your congregation? Have you introduced the TBC community to even the organization where you are? Each and every one of us belongs to one organization or the other. It belongs to one group or the other. It belongs to one association of the other. How many of the members of your association have you given the free gift? How many of the members of your association have you introduced the TBC community to? This is the responsibility that we have as at this moment, at this distribution stage of the TBC community. We have to aid, we have to assist, we have to contribute our quota to ensure that yes, this free gift is distributed to every human being that is on earth. In fact, TBC Randy was jokingly saying it that you can even give it to your puppet or to your poet, to your pets, like dogs and all. It's free gift to everybody, every living soul, men and women, small girls, babies, and everybody, infants. You can actually give the gift to them. So when you start with your immediate family, you extend it to your extended family, extend it to your friends, you extend it to your neighbors, extend it to your household, you extend it to your community, your area. When you go to your community, from your community, you can go to your state, the local government. Uh, from there, the thing keeps spreading. The other people also keep giving the gift. That is the state at which we are. We should continue to distribute the gifts to everybody that is yet to be a member of the community. This is not the time for us to ask for fiat exchange. This is not the time for us to actually bring in, to actually beg the financial institutions to come to our aid. We need to keep distributing the gifts, keep spreading the gospel about CBC. Whatever we do now will actually go a long way to 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 see that yes, we achieve what we have to achieve. We achieve our target of 1 billion community members within the shortest possible time. Let's keep distributing. Let's keep distributing the gift and ensure that yes, everybody enjoys what the gift. Everybody gets the gift, and let them also keep distributing, because we have over 3 million members and we have a target of 1 billion. That is to say we still have about 997 million members to join the community to attain its maturity. We have a long way to go, and it is our responsibility as a division to keep spreading, to keep contributing to the growth of the TBC community. That is one of the characteristics of successful people. Successful people will think of others without even thinking of themselves. It is others first. That is the characteristic of the successful people. They actually listen a lot. After I've said it, successful people think about others first. They actually think of others first, and at the same time, they take chance and ask for what they want. This is an opportunity for us as a division to actually introduce the gift to every other people there out there that is yet to be member of the community. I hope with this little message, we are actually able to establish the fact the difference between a successful people and unsuccessful people. I was able to actually that the difference between success and failure is just a thin line. It is just a matter of our mindset, our attitude, perception, and perception. That is the difference. So, and the only difference that makes us a successful person is patience and persistence. In fact, there's going to be a 30-minute video on patience and persistence, and I'm going to actually make it within now and the next 1 week. I'll actually talk about patience and persistence because I know that is what we require in the TBC community now. We should always be patient. We should be patient with the TBC community because we are yet to reach our mark. We are still growing and we must continue to grow. So what we have as a responsibility is to help grow the community as fast as possible by spreading the free gift to all nooks and crannies of the world. Again, the TBC community has a mission to eradicate poverty. We have over 80 billion people in the world. I may not be precise, but the TBC community is only about 120 or 160 billion people over the world. So we have a responsibility. So the TBC are actually looking at targeting out of those numbers. You can see that it is just not too much for us to get the world is concerned. So spread the news, spread the gospel about sin and get more people to ready to be member because abundance is what TBC has promised. TBC is the only abundance-based cryptocurrency and the only one that has actually promised to eradicate poverty globally. And yes, this is a mission that is achievable. That depends on me and you as a division. We need to help the community to grow so that we can reach our billion mark as fast as we can. So that is my message today. And I'm not where I'm still coming up again with another broadcast, possibly on the same topic, with another if we look at another area of the success and failure in my next TV, in my next live broadcast. Until then, I still remain yours sincerely, Taufik Adeni Ayla, a division from Oyo State, signing out now and says peace.